Good morning, everyone. I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube. I am Spirit to Spirit, which is going with itself. My TikTok, I am 1974 in Light and Soul, and I'm also live on my Facebook. Uh, as I stated many other times, I come on and talk about my everyday life mainly and things that I see in the world and what have you, and things that come up in my life and what have you. Well, if you're new to my channel, I usually suggest or recommend that people go read the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit Teachings Going Within Self, in order to understand what I bring forward in my lives. Okay. And today, I chose to talk about IQs. Okay. And a lot of people can probably relate to this because you get people that say about, oh, this person has a high IQ and that person has a high IQ. I've been dealing with this for quite some time now, for 24 years at least, because my ex-husband would always say about how high his sister's IQ is. Okay. Um, you don't like this, but that's fine. Because I'm sick and tired of hearing people say about this person has a high IQ, that person has a high IQ. And the reason why I chose to talk about this today is because my ex-husband started talking about different people that people look up to and they have high IQs, or they're people who lead in the world, either as a president or a prime minister or as a business person or what have you. Okay. So we got on the topic and they said about Jeff Bezos' IQ. They said about Elon Musk's IQ. They said about Lady Gaga's IQ and Snoop Dogg's IQ. Okay. And I looked up the different IQs of presidents and prime ministers and what have you. And from what I gathered, if it's prime minister or president or whatever it is for the Korean leader, it said that he has the highest IQ in the world. But I looked further, and there's others in there, and they're young children with IQs of like 300. Okay, I set IQs aside because maybe intelligent in that aspect, but what it is it can be also used as a form of manipulation. Like he says about Jeff Bezos. Okay, I'm going to use Jeff Bezos first. Okay, he says about Jeff Bezos, and he says about how high his IQ is. Okay, what is Jeff Bezos really doing for the world, except for Amazon and putting stuff out there? Buy, consume, consume, consume. Okay, he's rich as dirt. Okay, so when I brought up about, I said Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is a real touchy subject for a lot of people. Doesn't mean I always like what he has to say or anything like that. So when I brought up about Donald Trump, he said, he doesn't use it very wisely. He was fucking president. He must have used it somehow. Okay. So Jeff Bezos, he goes after people's money and what have you. And from my understanding, Donald Trump went in presidency and he didn't take any money. Okay. He has a high IQ. And it said he doesn't use very intelligently. Well, I'll tell you right now, people who actually, a lot of people who have high IQ, some will look down on other people. Okay. I brought up about like my IQ. Okay. I went and I had my IQ. I got my IQ tested. Now I'm going to use, okay, in 2007, okay, they did an IQ test on me after my car accident. Okay. It was like January 7th. Maybe that's why I keep remembering that date. Around about January 7th, 2007, they did a big IQ test on me. Okay? They weren't supposed to do the IQ test, the testing, the psychological evaluation in one day. They were supposed to spread it out. But when they did mine, I went through so much agony, physically, mentally, emotionally, because they did not give me a break. 8 hours or more. They had me sitting in front of a computer doing all these freaking tests. And they told me that I had an IQ of 89. Basically, you said, let me just not the Really? You're telling me that I'm an idiot? Because in my opinion, you know, I wasn't an idiot then. I had a lot of smarts. So years later, it was March 28th, 2020. It was 3:30 in the morning. I was going on no sleep for 3 days, right? And I did the Brain Metrics Innovative IQ Research Personality and Intelligence Assessment Tool. Okay, BMI certified IQ test. Okay, I'm using this as an example. Okay, I'm not, because I find it ignorant when people bring an IQ into something, because a lot of people that have extremely high IQs, they look at other people like they're stupid and dumb because they think they're so superior. It's like, no. And other people like him, my ex-husband, it's the same mentality. But because I don't have that big piece of paper, which I have a piece of paper right here, but I didn't finish school. I went to uh, marriage. I went to a college and took my paralegal, and I didn't even freaking study because I don't know how to study. I went by my experiences and I learned by experience. Okay. And then I went to university and took a couple negotiation and conflict resolution courses, mediation courses, presentation development courses, and what have you. Keep in mind, I had a grade 8. Okay. I didn't go learn these. Exactly. We're all gifted. Okay. And when people bring in IQ, I'm talking about it now because it really irked me this morning. They were saying about how Jeff Bezos had a high IQ, and Elon Musk, and Lady Gaga, and Snoop Dogg, and what? Holy shit, man! And then they say about, well, he says about Donald Trump not using his intelligence, his IQ wisely. He's not trying to like scam people in that way, because if he took a loss in his income, whether it was because he had to pay into the government or not, because people may disagree with me, but the way we're paying taxes, we're supposed to own our own property, but we're paying taxes on our property. We're paying taxes on food. We're paying taxes on our heat and stuff like that. That's people who are using what we class as a high IQ to manipulate and steal from people. Because that's the part that the IQ is not being used wisely. It's not benefiting the people as a whole. It's benefiting a sister. So he told me that I didn't have a high IQ, that mine's average. Okay, mine is in the highest aspect of being an average IQ. I have it 113. Okay. And I said, in 2007, they said my IQ was 89. This says my IQ is 113. And I did it at 3:30 in the morning and no sleep for 3 days. Okay. And I did it rather quickly. Okay. But it's not an IQ that makes you smart. It may give you different abilities and what have you, but you're using those abilities to manipulate people. He brought to me about Elon Musk, IQ 160, Bill Gates, 157, Albert Einstein, 160. Oh, I forgot to write down IQ. If you look at the IQs of your presidents, prime ministers, your businessmen, what have you, are they not the manipulators of the world? Okay, where I scored the highest was visual presentation. 8 is the highest. I got an 8. Abstract reasoning, I got average. Pattern recognition, I got average. Spiritual orientation, I got exceptional. Analytical thinking, I got exceptional. But according to them, I'm not very intelligent. Typically. It's like when somebody's throwing shade on somebody, is how they perceive themselves. You know, I get really irritated with it. Because these ones that he spieled off about having a high IQ, what are they really doing for the world besides trying to rule it? Are they really doing anything for people? Or are they manipulating them? Because it's like a computer program. Upload, man! Right? I would much rather have life skills and knowledge that helps everyone as a whole, not my own pocketbook. See, I brought something forward. And when I brought something forward, my ex-husband, he actually ridiculed it. But it's life-changing. And I actually contacted somebody with regards to it. And resume doesn't take somebody with a high IQ in that sense to be able to create something that is life-changing for not only people, but for the world and the environment as a whole. It's just what it takes is just that click within you, because it's all within you, and a piece of paper is not going to tell you that. This is not throwing shade on his sister or anything like that. But they try to overspeak because they're always fucking trying to be more intelligent than everybody else. And they sit and they talk about politics and all the bullshit. Instead of something that's really going to help people, like really going to help the people physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as a whole. Not sticking their nose up and going, oh, I am so much better than you because I have a high IQ. You know those high IQ people? they've actually been overturned by others that may not have such a high IQ because they're looking at things differently. I would rather see things as a common sense and, looking at things uh, not always logic and reason, but being open to seeing it from a different angle that others may not have been seeing because they were too busy overthinking everything and acting like they were all intelligent and everybody else was stupid. Because you are the Akashic Records. You are your own records. You are your own intelligence. You are you are that part of your own IQ. And it doesn't matter by a number. It's what are you bringing forward? What are you teaching other people that benefits as a whole, not in a pocketbook? Or because somebody wants to stand up at a podium and pretend that they're all intelligent when they're really fucking ignorant. I'm not being rude about it, and I'm not so much throwing shade at it as I am bringing it forward to say, you know what? Speaking of Lady Gaga, okay, I listen to her music. My favorite song with regards to her, and I don't know her life or what have you. You hear all this other stuff, okay? She does the song "Shallow." I love that song because I can relate to it because it's that asking, "Are you happy in this modern world?" This is not the fucking modern world. The world leaders right now, the ones involved in the system, they destroyed the true modern world because the modern world did not rely on fucking liars. The modern world is connected with one another. It had that oneness because it didn't have the fucking static. But what did they do? All the stuff that was of the true modern world, they tore it down. The stuff that was built right. The materials that would regrow itself. My ex-husband here a couple weeks ago, we were talking, and I said about cartilage can regenerate itself. I actually posted a thing that he brought. He ended up a couple weeks later. He brought it to my attention, like, oh, it was something that he just kind of like learned. But I had told him that it would regenerate, and he said, like when I seen the video, I put it on my Facebook. It was on the news. It was on the news station. They said that they invented a technology that they can insert into holes in your cartilage that will regenerate itself, different proteins and what have you. But it's taking the proteins out of other cells and putting them together. Because in your body, the proteins and stuff stop reproducing. So you have to insert them again in order to regrow them. But when your body, it automatically regrows, regenerates. I was right about that. And I didn't read it nowhere. It was just like I said, spirit is my knowledge. But then when I brought that up to him, he was like, oh, well, no, they had to bring a technology. Did you hear what they were putting in it? Seriously. You look at me like I'm not intelligent. Did you not really, did he not realize what they were saying? Or did he just hear the word technology? Just thought, I good. Feel them right here. Want to rip it out? This is a spirit to spirit. My channel is about spirit to spirit. So if you're taking offense to this, or you're getting riled up and angry with me, that's just your spirit that knows that I'm speaking to a part of it. See, I know that they affect my algorithms because it puts, how do I explain it? It gets other people seeing from a different angle, the ones that actually are already feeling the same way and experiencing it. And it also helps people to see things from a different aspect because this person, my ex-husband, is always talking about like propaganda and conspiracy theories and not believing. But he told me the day that Bill Gates died from some kind of cancer because he was a person who only ate food. He said that he died. And then when he went to look today, he couldn't find it. And he said, oh, well, it must have been like not true or propaganda. Okay. So did he not tell me something? But whenever I start talking to him and giving my opinion, well, my opinion don't matter. I'm told, oh, well, you just shut up. I don't want to talk no more. You don't want to talk no more because you can't stand the fact that somebody else has a difference of opinion and your opinion always going to be the right one. You're that him to me, he's no better than fucking leaders who want to keep people suppressed. And, oh, you better look to me. I'm the one with the answers. But you're not the one with the answers. The people are the ones with their own fucking answers, and you just want to hijack. You know, I don't have to have a grade 12 or university to be able to tap into my own knowledge because we've been here more than once. Why do you think that you know something, but you never learned it? It's because that's that part of you that tapped into the Akashic Records. Don't know what the Akashic Records are? Google it. You know, don't they say that there was it said that there was a Vatican that was storing stuff underneath? You know, this is a knowledge that's always been hidden. And then the people that are trying to bring it forward, well, they're told that they're conspiracy theorists. See, this knowledge has always been there because the stuff you're seeing coming out now, this is not the first time it's been out. Go back and look because our ancestors had the real technology because it was them. They were tapped into spirit. They were tapped into the energy. They were tapped into the oneness. They were tapped into the whole of the collective of the knowledge because you all have it. Happy Jupiter Day. I'd love to follow that stuff. Right now, I'm just like, I'm centered. Like, I know that there's a lot going on. So thank you. Happy Jupiter Day to you too. That's so totally it. I know that one day I'm going to be talking to people with regards to this. Like, I know that I have that knowledge in me, and a lot of the time it doesn't come out in English because my soul, my spirit is extremely old. I've had some people tell me that I'm ahead of my time. Yep. So when they say ahead of your time, I have to say, was our ancestors, was that the past, or was it actually part of the future? Language and frequencies. Yes. I I really honestly just wanted to bitch slap him this morning. This morning. This morning. This morning. Because I'm so sick of it. Because he talks to me like I know fuck all. I know the stuff that matters most. And he even talks about Jeff Bezos, but he brought his IQ into it. How much of a fucking IQ do you need in order to sell people stuff? It's retail, but he has that IQ in order to get to know how to manipulate people. So it makes me wonder, like, does my ex-husband have a high IQ to the point where he knows how to manipulate people? And that would be the only, like, it's not like I'm like, if you don't like this, well, too bad. He can probably hear me, and good. Maybe he needs to hear something because he keeps shutting me down. Why? Is because you don't like the fact that I have some fucking intelligence without going and read and going to university because he's saying to me, well, why did you go to university? I got accepted into university. Well, why aren't you going to university? It's like, hey, you're so worried about fucking going to university. Why don't you do yourself? Go apply. Because I went through hoops to get accepted into university. Because I went in as a mature student. Even when it like applied as a mature student, they were still asking me for school records. I'm fucking 50 years old. I haven't been in school since '93, except for college and that. And I gave them that. I gave them my college stuff, and I gave them copies of my certificates that I got from the university for the 6 courses that I took. But it wasn't because I wanted to see myself as superior over everybody. It was because I wanted to help people individually and then help people as a whole. It's not about me asking money. What do you know? You need money. Well, everybody needs money to live. But you know what? The ones that need the help the most, they're the ones that don't have the fucking money. So they're the ones that are unable to get the proper help. Some say treatment. Their systems don't, a lot of them don't give very good treatment. I was speaking to a woman yesterday, and she said about the number of psychiatrists that she's gone to, and they've not helped her. Some even told her, no, you don't suffer from PTSD. But she knows damn well that she does. I'm not here to just sit with somebody for an hour and say, okay, well, I'm going to go now. I sit with people and I allow them to talk until they're ready to stop. And I ask the questions, the real questions, not, and how does that make you feel? Take your how does that make you feel and shove it up your fucking ass. Because a lot of the psychologists and stuff like that, they go take it because they're trying to understand themselves. Or sometimes even an individual. He might not like this. His mother went to university try to figure him out. She was trying to understand him, but she couldn't. He talks to people in a belittling way. Oh, wait a minute, is that just me? Because he knows maybe somebody else is go off and punch you in the face. Yes, ego. He is so far in his ego. I love him, but I don't like his personality because he looks down on other people. He says about his sister having high IQ, but yet he cannot stand going up there. Is it because they make him feeling stupid? What the fuck is he doing to me? See, people like that don't want to look at themselves. Mhm. They are in, but it's a different form of ego because an ego protects you. He's in the ignorant part of the ego aspect of it, where he thinks his shit don't stink and nobody knows nothing except for him. And I know other people like that because even though I went to school and learned certain things within law, no offense, Dad, but you tell me that, oh, well, you know it? No, you actually don't. It's like people look at old fashioned. Okay, there are things from the old that, yes, it pertains to all aspects of the time, past, present, and future. But they're taught stuff that does not bring them out of that program. My dad told me that when he learned in school that it takes 7 days for a cloud to form. If he learned in his day it takes 7 days for a cloud to form, why are clouds forming within like a millisecond? There's no like when there's no clouds in the sky, and then all of a sudden the sky is full of clouds. But that wasn't 7 days. That was a mere matter of minutes. We are mirrors, yes, we are, big time. We all have ego deaths, but some people they don't want to come out of that ego because it's a form of manipulation and protection. It's because they've been programmed by growing up and experiencing other people so far in their ego, but not in a way of protecting itself, but to make people think that they're all holy now and maybe demons that know these that nobody else knows except for them. And it's a part of get your fucking head out of your ass. Because when you have your head in your ass, you have your head so far up Uranus's ass. Do I have a beef with Uranus? Yeah, because Uranus was the original. Yes, and I understand what you're doing. But to get some of the ones that are reluctant to change, sometimes as a form of protection, but then they sit around moping and complaining because you're not getting any more money because you're so set in one certain way that you don't want to see something. You can't comprehend seeing something differently because if you do, it means that that other person is right. Wrong. And not many people like to admit wrong. It's like you wonder why you have no friends. You wonder why you have nobody who wants to help you. Because when he gets help, he just bitches and says it. Oh well, it was done wrong, but he won't say it to the person. It's like, no, motherfucker, do it yourself. Instead of complaining about somebody else not doing it right, you think you know how to do it right, and go fucking do it yourself. And stop bitching and complaining and moaning and tripping about it. Because I, I have, but I have a low tolerance for people who just want to complain all the time and not do anything to change it. Because change is hard, and it is. Making that difference within your own life. Shit went down here in 2021, and he called a woman all kinds of names. And just last week, he looks at me and says, you know, if you see her or you're talking to her, will you apologize for me? Apologize for your fucking self. You did it. I gotta apologize for my shit if I hurt someone. Because that's a part of me that not only did I hurt them, but I hurt myself. But it's like, seriously? You ask somebody else to go apologize to somebody for you? Like, what the fuck? Really? That wasn't the first time he did it to me. We went to a secondhand place. And he's a woman, yeah, I understand. Okay, she kept pushing at him, pushing at him. And he's handicapped. He had his cane and he was trying to tie things down because they didn't help. We were picking something up and they didn't help. And she kept telling him, move, move, move. Well, he was tying his shit down. And he lit into her. And then when he thought about the way he talked to her, he asked me to apologize for him. Seriously. The other day, he told me that I was in my masculine with my balls up. Well, I'm here to tell him. And I told him the reason why I go in my masculine is because I'm going in my masculine to protect myself. I'm not saying he physically hurt, but as far as mental and emotional, psychological, the spiritual, because he likes to throw shade on me for this. But then he'll go tell other people of what I'm doing, but then come back and treat me like I'm a piece of shit and I know stuff well. Well, I know plenty. I may stay quiet. And you know, the quiet words can be dangerous because they take so much and they watch it and they see it. And then when they've had enough of it, so he's so set and thinking that because somebody has a high ego or a high IQ, that they're the only ones that know anything. I just heard idiot one. I am an idiot one. I died, but I know that I had no like as children. We had a lot of knowledge then. We were always asking questions. We come in with the knowledge, with the knowing. But people say, "Oh, now you come in stupid." We don't. Maybe you can't speak, and why you can't speak is because you have that much knowledge. If you look at somebody who's extremely okay, they have a high, like they have a very high IQ, they're extremely intelligent, and they can't even form a fucking sentence. But people say they're idiots. You know, they have so much knowledge that it's all coming in. It's like it's all coming in at the same time, and they can't form a sentence. And he says about his sister. Well, like his sister, he says about how his sister talks, that she talks like slowly, and it irritates him. But yet he tries to do the same thing. Talking slowly does not make you intelligent. It just has you over analyzing, overthinking, and trying to be smarter, like an intellect. Oh, well, I'll get out my technically, or I'll get out my champagne, and we'll all sit around and we'll talk about all the people. I'm mocking anyone. Like you're not a good person if you're throwing shit at people to have them feeling like they're less than what they are. That means that you're less than what you feel less than what you are, but you want to come off as being all holier than thou and intelligent. He likes to throw shit at me of my stuff, but he acts all holier than thou, like he don't do no shit wrong. Dude, seriously, have a look at all aspects of yourself. If you watch what is it, series Loki, they have that one guy sitting all by his lonesome, just keep playing with the people and rewinding and manipulating. And then in the series, they had the girl, she wanted to kill him, but Loki had to keep her from killing him. He sat up there all lonesome, and he just, Uranus dislikes his own creation, his own children, because it was the part of these. Some people, they just want to be the full center of attention because they don't know how to share. I said before, like you say about the father. The father is who needs forgiveness. I'm not saying you're physical. Some you can make. But you know what? The right people understand this. You hear the father, and then you have women question, like, what about the mother? The mother is the one that gives birth, that carries the child. Let me see a man push a baby out your penis. Like women, they have babies. Sometimes they come and they do a C-section. But the ones that actually push the baby out, they have a little hole like that, and that little hole has to expand like that, and you got to push a fucking head through it. And if you can't push a fucking head through it, it's going to be cut. And they don't always fucking freeze you either. Be 15 and push an 8-pound, 15-ounce baby out your vagina. Or wait, be a man at any and push an 8-pound, 15-ounce baby out your penis. But somebody with a high IQ. Oh, well, that's not. Is it nothing? Go ask women. Why do you think they're like, they scream? You get a miracle, but it's fucking torture coming out. My channel goes anywhere and everywhere. It's what gets channeled through me. So if it seems like I'm from one topic to another off the topic that I'm speaking of, I always come back to it because it's that part of the ego that thinks that people with high IQs are all that. You think of Bill Gates. Bill Gates was a computer guy. And to my knowledge, he didn't go to biology and take up stuff in order to fucking create a vaccine. Confirmation. Seriously, people. But you know, someone like him, and it's not throwing shade on him. It's just like, wake up, man. Seriously, do you wonder why I'm not in there? Wonder why I left your ass? Why I divorced you? And why I don't want to be in another relationship right now? Because it's people like you that give others a bad reputation. And it's hard for others to trust other people because people are so in that fucking mindset that if you're not this way or that way, then you're nothing. But the reason why they're doing that to you is because they know that you are so. It's that part of, holy shit, man. You want to fucking talk to me like I'm nothing? You want to look up to people who don't give two shits about the people? I have to say, are you the fucking leader? And you were sent here to hurt me or have me feeling weak and less than what I am because you're afraid of me. You're afraid of what I can bring forward, what people like myself can bring forward, and we don't need a fucking piece of paper to boost our ego. The common people, the ones that they say have mental health issues, we have mental health issues because we are brilliant. And they know it. That's why they take and they check your DNA to find out who you are, where you're from, who your ancestors are. the willpower that I have to not fucking drive him from here to Timbuktu. Why do I stay? Sometimes people stay because they have no place to go, or because they see something good in someone. They want to help them find it. They see their potential. It's that part they don't get their head out of their ass and get the fuck out of their own way and stop blaming everybody else for their fucking shit that they did. It's like I'm tired of people giving me lip service. Like, here, let me pull your fucking lips off for you so you can no longer give it. Don't give a shit about your words. Your words mean fuck all. I want to bring something life changing to the world, and I got nobody to help me do that, so I'm doing it. Spirit's doing it with me because Spirit is my teacher. Spirit is guiding me and helping me get to where this the place that I'm supposed to be, so that I can teach others how to get to the place that I'm supposed to be. And people, I just heard fast. You think what you will. Emotion is not a weakness. It's a strength because you're able to allow yourself to experience it, and others can't follow it. So told you have to suppress your feelings. How long does that work for you? He said about people with eye contact. And I said, well, most people, they don't have eye contact because they're not. People don't realize how much he talks about them behind their back. Like, I'm fucking tired of it. Seriously. The things you say to me, why don't you go say it to them? Because, I'll say, like, if there's a time and place, but when somebody is constantly telling somebody else and gossiping about other people, like, do you think these people don't really know? Right now, my ass is vibrating. He's the Chapam. That part of, they're um, effing you from behind. Some people don't understand my channel. That's okay. That's because you don't understand spirit. You don't understand what the true message was, what was actually being brought forward to the people, because it got manipulated. Controlling people to try to see that fear. If there was an actual death, it wasn't that it was for the individual people's sins in that aspect. It was to show them the true sins. And that was the systems integrated into society that doesn't want people to come in to their divinity, because when they do, when they come into the divinity, when they come into the true knowledge, they no longer need the systems. and manipulating your mind into thinking that what you have to do is not or do nothing. That's why they do it, is because they need to achieve something and they're afraid of you because you run through the heart. You're more in your heart space than you are in the mind of manipulation. I'll tell you right now, not throwing shit. Like I look up and like the people that go and fight wars and die and come back and you can't even adapt to civil life again. You go there and they create fighters, killers, and they say, "Oh, well, we're doing it for peace." How is fighting and killing people have to do with peace? Why not like have the actual stuff that will bring about peace? Like there's third world countries that are still in full blown poverty. Why? Because they say we're in the modern world. Well, if we're in the fucking modern world, why are so many people in poverty? Why are these people having to like poop in their front yard or live in their own filth? Because that shouldn't be if we're in a fucking modern world. We're not in a modern world, we're in a controlled world. And then people like myself that bring things forward to break people free. But watch the Matrix. There's so many people hiding underground. And that's because it's being run by people who are, oh, they have such a high IQ. It's like, what's going on with that? Seriously. Like, what knowledge do they have that they're keeping from the public? I don't really have any friends, not around me. And that's okay. Because a true friend they will see it and they will learn, they will understand it and they won't throw shade at you or shit at you or be jealous of you or think that you think you're all that. But it's just like some people say, "What we need to do." I'm not even, believe me, there's times when I felt like I was in my ego, but it wasn't that I was in my ego. It was because I'm being authentic. And to be authentic, it's not always easy because people create fear within you because they can't be authentic in themselves. They'll tell you, "Oh, well, nobody will understand. Nobody will understand." Because people like that, who says that nobody will understand because they want to throw shit at you. They want to cause fear within you. They want to create an anxiety within you. Drives me a misfit. And if it means that I'm alone for the rest of my life, well, that's only in the physical world because people are alone in the spirit world. It really is. We want a better world, but a better world comes to us when we tell those naysayers, go fuck yourself. Go learn how to be authentic yourself. I can feel the shift of, when I feel the shift of people. I feel that also vibration within my body. I feel the different forms of energies when it shifts, and it's not helpful. It's very disabling sometimes. What do you got? Oh, there's my dowsing rods. Yes. Yes, I have my dowsing rods. Well, you guys are all here. Cool. You just gave a tip to the Amazon driver. Nice. Okay. Dowsing rods, 99.9% copper. Oh, I just heard you're going to use them. Well, first I have to know how. My grampy, he did dowsing. Yeah, he doused the well, like for my parents when we were getting a well, and he did the dowsing for it. Oh, Brady, let's try this. He said, "Look at the thing that the set up." Ooh. What a big thing it is. I don't know how to use these things. Yeah, I know what's happening. Am I pointed to spirits? How do people use? Oh, yup. Okay. Okay, go back. I don't know how to do this. Spirit, can you help me? Okay, hold on. Yeah, I have cards too. Ganito to di queremos saray. So let me see. Wait. Okay, I gotta learn how to use these because, like, it's. Okay, do I have these held on, spirit? I don't know. What's going on here? So, what is it? Can I ask you a question? You know what that is? Okay, it's like they're backwards. Switch hands. Switch hands. Okay. You know, okay. It's wrong. It's like, has anybody experienced this? Like that does dowsing rods? That it points back at you? It's like it's backwards. Okay, switch hands. Does it matter? Okay. I've never like I've seen people using dowsing rods, but I've not seen it. If any of you want to use dowsing rods, can you explain? Like water, earth, wind, water, fire, and like is spirit with me? I hear like this is weird. Okay? Emma couldn't fit that. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to figure out how to do that. Thank you. Um, I've not seen that happen before when I've seen people using the rods. I've always seen them like out forward, like kind of off to the side like that, and they cross over, and then you might have they point at me. It's really good. And you don't have to have a high IQ to do stuff like that. You know, our ancestors did that. You know, I'll tell you right now. They weren't they weren't saying who went, oh, I have a higher IQ than you. They were all working together. But it's that part, like, you know, not worrying about whether other people think you're intelligent or anything like that, because people may come off as being what people would say they're stupid or they're actually not. Maybe they were suppressed so much as a child, but it is. Everybody comes in very intelligent in many different ways. And anybody who feels that they need a piece of paper to show their intelligence, I guess you just want to come through and not being rude about it. Like he talks about his sister's IQ, but then she'll say, well, IQ still matters. So it only matters to somebody who wants to try to make somebody else feel less than. So I'm going to, keep that. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. And anyone that says about someone else's IQ, you know, just because it doesn't make them better than everybody else. Because most of the ones with the high IQs are the ones that are manipulating people. Okay? They're not for people. I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that have high IQs that are actually helping the world as a whole. But I am saying that those are the hidden ones. The ones that you see in the limelight, they said have a high IQ, they're there to manipulate society. They're there to manipulate people into thinking that they're the all is all is. That you got to come to us. But no, you need to look to one another. Tell them, like, no, because you are a creator. You have all that knowledge yourself because you yourself created things in the different forms of spirit. That's why you know things, you can do things that you've never learned before. It's not remembering. You could ask other people to do it. So, with that being said, I'm going to clean up the brain. I got my drawers off of Amazon. I gotta clear them. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to read my card. Today, I'm hoping to get somewhere to go to a different type of museum that's said to be haunted because I go when I connect with spirit, different forms of spirit to help to clear and move forward. Yeah, like the Doria Grail, actually. Super kapatid ko. Patay. Diamonds are nothing more than hunks of coal that stuck to the jaw. Chemical, right? I'm being told to read another one. How do I interpret that one? Diamonds are nothing more than hunks of coal that stuck to the jaw. I actually seen a thing that certain types of coal are actually different forms of diamonds. I thought I said it. I think so. Whether it means that they both can do the same thing, no matter whether you the IQ aspect of it. One. Tutulisin mo tutuloy siya lang kisa na puro yung kasali. Yes, right. Natuloyan na. Yes, you're so empty pockets never held anyone back. Only empty heads and empty hearts can do that. Kaya tutuloy sila. So with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone who wants and willing to receive it. With all to be faithful, be brave, most importantly, be yourself, who you are, not who someone says you are. Be authentic, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and know that you have more strength and you are more powerful than you can comprehend at times. I said you all love. Today.